Chapter 3 Cathedral of Silent Voices. The descent was no longer linear. Where once the dungeon's passageways had followed brutal, stony geometry, now they twisted like veins through a dreaming corpse. Steps led sideways. Corridors ended in spirals that blinked out of existence and reappeared behind him. The walls pulsed with distant echoes, and the air felt thick with memory. Amuro walked without knowing how long. There was no sun, no stars, just that same oppressive darkness now laced with a soft violet glow from his runes. Occasionally, he passed carvings, icons of long-dead gods with mouths sewn shut, hands stretched in eternal warning. His thoughts itched. Something in the back of his mind whispered half-formed questions. Was this path real? Or was he simply walking inside the memory of something that once had meaning? Then the smell changed. Gone was the rust and rot of the upper halls. Here the air was cold, dry, sterile. Not natural. He stepped through a collapsed archway and emerged into a space that dwarfed everything before it. A cathedral. Not to any god he knew, this was a monument to silence. Columns rose like black ribs into an unseen ceiling. The floor was white stone inlaid with black thread-like veins, forming spirals and broken circles. And in the center, a figure knelt before a dying flame. She wore robes that flickered like fabric made from dusk. Her face was hidden beneath a silver mask etched with lines that mirrored Amuro's rune. Her hands were covered in ash. "You took the sword," she said without turning. Her voice was not loud, yet it echoed as if spoken by 100 mouths through tunnels of time. Amuro stopped. His instincts screamed. "Who are you?" "You are Amuro. That is all that matters." She finally stood and turned. Her mask had no eye holes, just a smooth surface with cracks pulsing faintly. "You bear the Revenant's mark. The first thread has accepted you. But there is more. Always more." He stepped forward. "Where am I?" She gestured to the cathedral. "This is the last place before names were unspoken. We called it the Cathedral of Silent Voices. Now, it's only a memory." He looked around. "You're not real. Real enough to offer you a choice." She raised her hand, and light gathered. From it emerged a small orb, glass, filled with swirling black smoke. Echo parasite. It lives in the chamber below. Feeding. If left unchecked, it will root into the stone, and the next time you dream, it will replace you. Amuro's runes pulsed. He felt something inside react, a shiver in his spine. "You want me to kill it? If you can." Her voice darkened. "If it doesn't kill you first." He nodded, gripping the hilt of his revenant blade. The weapon was still part memory, part heat. It twitched slightly in his grasp, eager. The priestess vanished, leaving only falling ash. The chamber below the cathedral was wrong. It throbbed. Walls curved like the inside of a skull. Veins pulsed along the surfaces. And in the center of it all sat a throne made of fused corpses, atop which a creature pulsed. It had no fixed form. Smoke and bone, teeth and tendrils, constantly shifting. Eyes opened and closed across its body, whispering secrets in 1,000 voices. Mini-boss, the parasite of many echoes. Type * echo construct / mind leech. Threat level * high. Status effects * delirium, memory bleed, false identity. The second Amuro stepped forward, his mind buckled. He saw himself as a child. A warrior. A king. A corpse. All in one heartbeat. He screamed. The parasite lunged, its tendrils surged forward, and Amuro barely dodged, the shadow ripstep activating instinctively. He blinked backward, leaving behind a flickering afterimage. He struck with the revenant blade, and met resistance. The creature's form absorbed the strike, but the sword burned hotter, screaming in his grip. Skill synergy. Revenant's memory reflux. Trigger. Contact with echo-based entity. Effect. Feedback loop initiated. The room exploded with red light. Amuro saw visions, not his own. A kingdom underground. A betrayal. A woman with his face. The rune. He staggered, bleeding from his nose, eyes glowing. The creature collapsed inward, trying to escape. Amuro screamed and lunged. One final strike. Black ichor sprayed. The parasite screeched and exploded into fragments of voice and memory. Echoes swirled around him, some latching onto his spine. New skill gained. Echo Siphon. Drains unstable memories from echo-based entities. Converts them into energy or knowledge. High risk. He collapsed. And dreamed. A burning sky. A war. A blade larger than thought, falling from the heavens. A whisper. He is returning. He awoke in the cathedral. Alone. But changed. The priestess was gone. Only the rune glowed brighter now. And the dungeon was shifting around him. Something had noticed him. Something old. End of Chapter 3.